I wonder if now that you have identified your primary disc style, you're starting to think about some of your behaviours and they make a little more sense, or even those of people around you. We use this to understand ourselves and others. And remember, we're understanding behaviours and tendencies, not personality. You know and appreciate that, of course. Authors Keith Dugdale and David Lambert wrote this fantastic book, which is called Smarter Selling. And it's based on how to grow sales through trusted relationships. In the book, they say, it is hard to change our personality, but relatively easy to change our outward behaviour. And this is key for us to remember with DISC. We're not using this understanding of behavioural styles to try and change our personalities, but rather to adapt our outward behaviours so that we are better equipped to build great relationships. You have heard me say it, and I will say it many times again. Sales is built on relationships. Let me tell you about Joe Girard. Now, Joe Girard holds the Guinness Book of Records as the world's greatest salesperson. Between 1963 and 1978, Joe sold a staggering 13,001 cars, all retail, one at a time. In his best year, 1973, he sold 1,425 cars. On average, he sold 6 cars a day, and the average of most other salespeople was 5 cars per month. Now, that's not magic, certainly not luck. It was relationship building. Because Joe's secret was that he understood his customers. He genuinely cared for them. He'd make notes about their lives, their kids, significant events that were happening for them. And every month he would review his notes. He would reach out and he would connect with customers, not to sell them. Think about it. You don't buy a new car every month. He'd reach out to care, to connect. The result of this, of course, was that his customers did not just buy from him once. They came back. They referred their friends. They referred their families because they trusted him. Joe's success was founded in trust. His customers trusted him because they knew they were more than just a sale to him. Sales relationships are built on trust. And DISC helps us to build that trust by understanding our customers better and relating to them in ways that resonate with them. So when we understand someone's behavioral energy, it can help us to build better relationships and communicate with them more effectively. However, it's not like you can go and approach your customers and potential customers with a quiz and ask them their style. If you choose to apply your knowledge of the behavioral energies that you're learning in this module, you'll be able to pick up important subtleties because behavior and language leave clues, making it possible for us to adapt our responses and our approach, which means we build rapport more easily. So, what kind of things can help us identify someone's possible style? You already know that our D style is quick to action and results focused. Our D style picks up information and processes it very quickly, considering whether it's relevant for them or not. And if it's not, they move on. They might even interrupt you and tell you to move on. And that can sometimes appear to others as being rude or impatient. Now, you'll pick up on a D style by listening for language that is quick paced and relatively direct. Remember, our D style processes by asking what's going on, what's happening here. In terms of the communication style of a D, you'll often hear visual cues in their language. You might hear visual words like, look at it from this point of view. I can see the vision. You'll also hear movement words because they're so action oriented. Let's get a grip on this. Let's move forward. Our Ds are future focused, so it's very rare to hear them talking about the good old days. When you notice strength and confidence, you're likely picking up on D behaviours. They tend to hold themselves physically with that same confidence, that erect, upright posture, and they're very comfortable in their own space. From a clothing perspective, our Ds tend to prefer good quality clothing in powerful tones and lines. I think if our D energy was a shoe, they would likely be like a sleek, high end designer pump or a minimalist Italian leather dress shoe. In terms of their surroundings, if your business model takes you into people's homes or offices, you might recognize the D style by their quality appliances, trophy displays, or awards on displays. They'll have a minimalist, no fuss decor. We know our I style is full of energy and excitement, and you'll pick up on those clues straight away simply by the buzz that an I energy is generating when you're with them. Our I style, well, they like to talk with their hands and they usually like to talk a lot. They are generally very expressive with their body language. Remember that our I style processes by asking who. So they'll be the ones asking who is having the next demonstration, who is buying this thing. In their language, you'll hear a lot of connection words, a lot of stories, all energetic, but still with that kind of relaxed feel to it. They are big picture and future focused. You will not hear lots of intricate details from them, but instead you'll hear about the next big thing that has them excited. When you notice the people who get the conversation started and are often the center of attention, you're probably noticing the I energy. From a clothing perspective, our eyes love color and patterns, bright, bold, sparkly. If we were looking for a shoe style that represented the I energy, it would definitely be statement heels or bright sneakers, conversation starters, that is for sure. And their environments tend to reflect that energy also. They'll be colorful, eclectic, possibly slightly chaotic, but it will be a friendly, easy space, even if it's a bit cluttered. You'll see lots of photos of lots of people, usually with the I person center in the middle. Now let's consider our S style. Identifying when you have an S communicator will come through more in observing somebody who is listening and how they respond to others. They will give the space to others to talk and listen, making great eye contact and asking questions that show that they're listening. When an S style is speaking, they tend to be quieter and talk at a slower pace, often talking about the group or the family or the team more so than talking about themselves. Their body language is slower, it's more relaxed and fluid than those faster paced energy styles. You'll hear a lot of emotion and feeling words. I feel like this would really help us. Lots of use of the togetherness, we and us, more so than them talking about me. The S energy tends to dress similarly in terms of soft textural fabrics. Comfort is key, often with a light or a nude color palette. If our S's were represented in a shoe, they would probably be a Birkenstock sandal or a well-worn favorite pair of slippers. An S's environment is typically very warm, inviting, and welcoming. Again, neutral colors, nice, comfortable furniture. They'll probably have kids' art on display and lots of family photos. One word of warning if you think someone might be high in the S behavioral energy, and that is to be aware that an S often struggles to say no. So they may well be nodding along to what you're saying and smiling while they actually disagree. You might go through an entire product demonstration with them sitting there, nodding while you're talking, and then you get to the end of the session and ask them to rate their interest level and discover actually they're not interested at all. So be conscious of that with our S style. Nodding when they don't agree is definitely not a problem that you will face when identifying the C style, though. How you'll likely identify a C behavioral energy is through the volume of questions that they might ask you. Because remember, they process through the question of why. So they will ask for the specific details of your products, They're detailed, focused thinkers. If the C style is interested in your presentation or demonstration, they will listen quite intently. They'll be the person telling others to be quiet and pay attention. And this is a cue to listen for. Instructions and rules tend to come from our C's and the words that reflect logic and facts. Like the D style, their language will be more focused on things and tasks rather than people and experiences. Their body language is reserved, almost guarded. These might be the people with the arms crossed and neutral facial expressions. Dress wise, generally speaking, you'll find the C style to be slightly more conservative, good quality clothing that lasts. From a shoe perspective, think polished, perfectly clean Oxfords or high quality leather shoes. That quality and conservative approach is mirrored in their environment also. It will tend to be orderly, tidy, not overly bright or sparkly, very uniform in space and not crowded. It will be impeccably clean. Now, this is, remember, a general guide, but usually pretty accurate in helping you to pick up the clues being left behind so that you can get an understanding of what style your customer or potential customers might be. There are two additional aspects we can now layer in to help us identify the styles. The first of these is pace. Our D's and our I's are fast paced. They are quick to change, they are quick to act. As an example, if you're out to dinner, your D's and your I's are the most likely to try the specials or new items on the menu. Whereas our S and our C's are slower paced. They are slower to embrace change. If you're out to dinner with an S and a C, you can be pretty much guaranteed they will stick to tried and tested favorites.